All right, it's a rain suit, not so much a snow suit you need over the next little while. Here's Kristi with the forecast.
I have to admit, my kids had the toaster when they were growing up. That was the best snowsuit ever because of the dual zip. So easy.
Yep.
All right, we've got wind warnings. So we're back to regular weather here across the west coast with rain and wind on the way. So the wind warnings are in place for Vancouver Island. You may want to check with BC Ferries, but I'm not anticipating any major delays tomorrow because the winds are going to be the strongest north of Nanaimo and along the outer coast and over towards Victoria. So more on that wind warning in a second. The rain is just very light right now, but it's starting to pick up as this first of several systems make their way in. And this one is sort of a Pineapple Express or a weak atmospheric river. I call it Pineapple Express because it comes from Hawaii, but really the more technical term is atmospheric river. But it's a weak one. We're anticipating some significant rain, which will be the most amount of rain we've seen in a 24-hour period in 2 weeks, with it pushing onshore overnight. Heavy rain across the region and snowfall for those of you in the interior, and that rain will continue on and off throughout the day tomorrow along with the windy conditions. So the strongest winds will be on the outer coast this evening and Victoria through the overnight period, picking up in the morning hours for the inner coast. And for Metro Vancouver, the strongest winds are anticipated tomorrow afternoon. So we're talking about gusts up to 50 kilometers an hour. In the meantime, here's your forecast. So for those of you in the Okanagan Valley, flurries overnight changing to showers, and for the coastal regions, rain on and off with windy conditions. Strongest winds across Vancouver Island. For Metro Vancouver, gusts up to 50 kilometers an hour, which is below warning criteria. Certainly do not leave home without your rain jacket if you can find it, Chris. It's been quite some time since we've needed it.
That's right. More likely a parka is within reach. Thanks very much, Kristi. It got green real fast in my neighborhood with the warm-up and the rain. Here's Kristi with a look at the forecast.
Thanks, Chris. So a blast of winter in the interior today, over the weekend. And today we're starting to warm up, and that will continue to be the case in the days to come. So any of the snow on sort of sliding roofs or angled roofs like this, yes, you could see a little bit of a snow curling off the roof. Cheryl Bird sharing that photo with us, and this is a close-up of it underneath. Very cool to see. So have a look outside. This could be your roof or the snow in your area, and the kids would really be interested in that if you do see it. All right, and of course share the photos with us. So this is the first of a series of systems that are going to move onshore. It's bringing in mild flow. You can see that southwest flow, potentially a Pineapple Express atmospheric river, but it's a really weak wind. Nonetheless, it's the most potent storm we've seen in 2 weeks, bringing 20 to 40 millimeters of rain to the south coast area, and wind warnings with the strongest winds anticipated to pick up overnight. Outer coast of Vancouver Island and Victoria, and the inner coast as well. Metro Vancouver not under a warning, but we are anticipating strong winds tomorrow afternoon with gusts up to 50 kilometers an hour, whereas those of you across Sunshine Coast and Vancouver Island could see gusts up to 90 kilometers an hour. The low pressure center will move across overnight. We're expecting heavy rain overnight through the morning hours tomorrow, and it will continue on and off throughout the day. For those of you in the interior, it starts off as flurries and then changes over to showers as temperatures begin to warm up. Thus the reason for that the snow curling off the roof potential in your region. Meanwhile, wet and windy, back to typical winter-like conditions in our area with highs of 9 degrees, and we're anticipating that wet weather on and off throughout much of the week. All right, tonight's weather window is coming to you from North Vancouver, where Blaine Barden captured this. This is a sunset last night. Stunning. Thank you so much, Blaine.
Sun just below the cloud deck is always so pretty. Okay. Yeah. Thanks very much, Blaine. Here's Squire with a look ahead to sports.
Well, at the age of 112, Romans is believed to be Canada's oldest living person. She plans to celebrate her next birthday on March 16th with friends and family, and she says she'll toast with her favorite drink, a classic martini. Felicia Perillo, Global News, Montreal.
Way to go, Margaret.
That's amazing.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Okay, wishing her the very best on her birthday. Let's talk about weather before we go here.
Any leftover snow out there will be gone by tomorrow. We're expecting the rain to be heavy at times overnight through the day tomorrow as well, 20 to 40 millimeters, and gusty winds tomorrow afternoon, especially across southern portions of Metro Vancouver and near the water. And keep that rain jacket handy. There's not much of a change over the next little while.
It does look like it's going to be wet.
Yeah.
We don't use the term Pineapple Express as much as we do atmospheric river now, but it kind of has that feeling.
It sure does.
That's sweet. All right, thanks very much, Kristi. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night.